सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मोक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ पारायणम्। In this way, just imagine a nation, India, where all over the nation, every nook and corner, there are someone to teach the Shastras, and there everyone either listening or studying himself, and each of the Indian is filled with Adhyatmika Sanatana Dharma Shastra Jnanam, which is indicating the absolute truth also, which is paving the path for the absolute truth also, which is teaching all those beautiful values of Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara Ityadi, Yamaniyam Ityadi, Shamadama Ityadi, with all these values. See, the Adveshta Sarvabhutanam Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi, with all the noble divine values, virtues taught, learnt, when each one is behaving with each other and the total in a most beautiful manner, well charactered, well personalitied at every level. If each of the Indian is like that, why only India? Entire globe. If all of them are filled with this completenesses at every level, at the level of their body, senses, mind, intellect, and wisdom, outside in every of the dharmic vyavahara, every of the dealing with others, if the purest of the pure, immaculate intentions are there, love is there, togetherness is there. There is no more greater Svargaloka or any Brahmaloka that can be created here itself. Our goal is that we start with the study of Shastras and do our sadhana and remain as an example for everyone so that everybody knows the value of this Adhyatmika Shastra, Adhyatmika Jivanam, Adhyatmika Laksham, primarily, predominantly, than anything of the world. And as we said many a times, Adhyatmika Jivana includes all these four great achievements. What is Hinduism stands for? What is Sanatana Dharma stands for? What is the essence of all our Veda Vedanta Shastras teaching? What is the essence of all the Rishi Munis teaching? And what is their life for? Bharata Mata, Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism, matlab that knowledge, living which every individual outside also prosperous, inside also spiritually unfolded. Not only individual, the entire totality is outside also prosperous in terms of the required bhautikata, inside also the total standard of life of the entire globe universe or humanity is with adhyatmika pragati. So every individual as well as totals, the outer prosperity and materialism and success at its highest peak, not compromising with the inner spiritual unfoldment. How to achieve all these two at two levels or all the four? All that knowledge is Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. That is why Hinduism alone will prevail, come what may. All others may aggressively try to attack Sanatana Dharma, do all the nonsense which they can do, but ultimately they only have to die or perish or get tired, or they themselves have to get back to Hinduism. Like how many of the other countries people fascinated by Sanatana Dharma coming to Hinduism, not because of conversion. No, we don't convert. That nonsense we don't require. Not because even compulsion also. Ki talwar laga ke. They know, everybody knows, but they have their own sentiments and egos. So our Shastra Adhyanam, our Adhyatmikata is for this purpose. So let us thus imagine the entire globe that way is spiritually oriented, divinity seen everywhere, experienced everywhere. That actually is called as Satya Yuga. ढूंढने पे भी जहाँ भगवान नहीं मिलते हैं, दैट इज कलियुगा. जहाँ भी देखो सिर्फ भगवान ही दर्शन देते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सत्य युग. सो युग इज मेड बाय द पीपल हु लिव देयर. Somebody started from Satya Yuga, a non-positivity. It brought to this Kali Yuga. Some of us will start the Satya Yuga thought from here. Slowly again that Yuga comes. All that is only one way. Study Shastra, live according to the Shastra, to eke out outer successes, to find the inner peace and joy, and to discover the ultimate goal. Okay. Now we are into the Bhagavad Adhyanam. Beautiful are these topics, chapters. We are seeing them every day, unbroken, almost 1 year today for our 11th skandha itself. Total more than 2 years, 2 months. We are doing every day the most sacred act of doing Parayana of Bhagavatam so that the Bhagavata Ucharana Dhani is spread everywhere. So whoever are there seated in the class, any time in their life watch these videos or see this, please remember we must possess all these Ramayana, Bhagavata, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Shastras in our house. It's a one-time treasure for the whole life, and participate in the chanting as well as in listening. Once you understand, now it is your life to live up to it and make it so beautiful. Now, in the Parayanam today, we will do the 27th chapter Parayanam. Which one is so big, where we saw Bhagavan teaching both Vaidika, Pauranika, Upasana Paddhatis, which we studied for more than 15 days. Start. पारायणम् अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः. उद्धव उवाच क्रियायोगं समाचक्ष्व भवदाराधनं प्रभो यस्मात् त्वां ये यथार्चन्ति सात्वताः सात्वतर्षभ एतद्वदन्ति मुनयः मुहुर्निःश्रेयसं नृणां नारदो भगवान् व्यासः आचार्योऽङ्गिरसः निःसृतं ते मुखाम्भोजात् यदाह भगवानजः पुत्रेभ्यो भृगुमुख्येभ्यः देव्यै च भगवान् भवः एतद्वै सर्ववर्णानाम् आश्रमाणां च सम्मतं श्रेयसाम् उत्तमं मन्ये स्त्रीशूद्राणां च मानदः एतत् कमलपत्राक्ष कर्मबन्धविमोचनं भक्ताय चानुरक्ताय ब्रूहि विश्वेश्वरेश्वर. श्रीभगवानुवाच न ह्यन्तोऽनन्तपारस्य कर्मकाण्डस्य चोद्धव संक्षिप्तं वर्णयिष्यामि यथा वदनुपूर्वशः. वैदिकस्तान्त्रिको मिश्रः इति मे त्रिविधो मखः त्रयाणाम् ईप्सितेनैव विधिना मां समर्चयेत्. यदा स्वनिगमेनोक्तं द्विजत्वं प्राप्य पूरुषः यथा यजेत मां भक्त्या श्रद्धया तन्निबोध मे. अर्चायां स्थण्डिलेग्नौ वा सूर्ये वाप्सु हृदि द्विजे द्रव्येण भक्तियुक्तोर्चेत् स गुरुं माम् अमायय. पूर्वं स्नानं प्रकुर्वीत धौतदन्तोऽङ्गशुद्धये उभयैरविजस्नानं मन्त्रैर्मृद्ग्रहणादिना सन्ध्योपास्त्यादिकर्माणि वेदेनाचोदितानि मे. पूजां तैः कल्पयेत् सम्यक् सङ्कल्पः कर्म पावनीं. शैली दारुमयी लौही लेप्या लेख्या च सैकती मनोमयी मणिमयी प्रतिमाष्टविधा स्मृता चलाचलेति द्विविधा प्रतिष्ठा जीवमन्दिरम् उद्वासावाहनेन स्तः स्थिरायाम् उद्धवार्चने अस्थिरायां विकल्पः स्यात् स्थण्डिले तु भवेत् द्वयम् स्नपनं तु अविलेप्यायाम् अन्यत्र परिमार्जनम् द्रव्यैः प्रसिद्धैर्मद्यागः प्रतिमादिष्वमायिनः भक्तस्य च यथा लब्धैः हृदि भावेन चैव हि स्नानालङ्करणं प्रेष्ठम् अर्चायाम् एव तूद्धव स्थण्डिले तत्त्वविन्यासः वह्नावाज्यप्लुतं हविः सूर्ये चाभ्यर्हणं प्रेष्ठं सलिले सलिलादिभिः श्रद्धयोपाहृतं प्रेष्ठं भक्तेन मम वार्यपि भूर्यप्यभक्तोपहृतं न मे तोषाय कल्पते गन्धो धूपः सुमनसः दीपोन्नाद्यं च किं पुनः शुचिः संभृतसंभारः प्राग्दर्भैः कल्पितासनः आसीनः प्राग् उदग्वार्चेतु अर्चायाम् अथ सम्मुखः कृतन्यासः कृतन्यासां मदर्चां पाणिनामृजेत कलशं प्रोक्षणीयं च यथावदुपसाधयेत् तदद्भिर्देवयजनं द्रव्याण्यात्मानमेव च प्रोक्ष्य पात्राणि त्रीण्यद्भिः तैस्तैर्द्रव्यैश्च साधयेत् पाद्यार्घ्याचमनीयार्थं त्रीणि पात्राणि देशिकः हृदा शीर्ष्णा च शिखया गायत्र्या चाभिमन्त्रयेत् पिण्डे वायुवग्निसंशुद्धे हृत्पद्मस्थां परां मम अन्वीं जीवकलां ध्यायेत् नादान्ते सिद्धभावितां तयात्मभूतया पिण्डे व्याप्ते सम्पूज्य तन्मयः आवाह्यार्चादिषु स्थाप्य न्यस्ताङ्गं मां प्रपूजयेत् पाद्योपस्पर्शार्हणादीन उपचारान् प्रकल्पयेत् धर्मादिभिश्च नवभिः कल्पयित्वा नवं मम आसनं मम पद्ममष्टदलं तत्र कर्णिकाकेसरोज्ज्वलम् उभाभ्यां वेदतन्त्राभ्यां मह्यं तो भयसिद्धये सुदर्शनं पाञ्चजन्यं गदासीषु धनुर्हलान् मुसलं कौस्तुभं मालां श्रीवत्सं चानुपूजयेत् नन्दं सुनन्दं गरुडं प्रचण्डं चण्डमेव च महाबलं बलं चैव कुमुदं कुमुदे क्षणं दुर्गां विनायकं व्यासं विश्वक्सेनं गुरून् सुरान् स्वे स्वे स्थाने त्वभिमुखान् पूजयेत् प्रोक्षणादिभिः चन्दनो क्षीरकर्पूर कुङ्कुमा गुरुवासितैः सलिलैः स्नापयेन्मन्त्रैः नित्यदा विभवे सति स्वर्णघर्मानुवाकेन महापुरुषविद्यया पौरुषेणापि सूक्तेन सामभिराजनादिभिः वस्त्रोपवीताभरण स्रग्गन्ध पत्रस्रग्गन्धलेपनैः अलङ्कुर्वीत स प्रेमः मद्भक्तो मां यथोचितं पाद्यमाचमनीयं च गन्धं सुमनसोक्षतान् धूपदीपोपहार्याणि दद्यान्मे श्रद्धयार्चकः गुडपायससर्पींषि शष्कुल्यापूपमोदकान् संयावदधिसूपांश्च नैवेद्यं सति कल्पयेत् अभ्यङ्गोन्मर्दनादर्श दन्तधावाभिषेचनम् अन्नाद्यगीतनृत्यादि पर्वणि स्युरुतान्वहं विधिना विहिते कुण्डे मेखलागर्तवेदिभिः अग्निमाधाय परितः समूहेत् पाणिनोदितं प्ररिस्तीर्यातः पर्युक्षेद् अन्वाधाय यथाविधे प्रोक्षन्यासाद्य द्रव्याणि प्रोक्ष्याग्नौ भावयेत माम तप्तजाम्बोनदप्रख्यं शङ्खचक्रगदाम्बुजैः लसच्चतुर्भुजं शान्तं पद्मकिञ्जल्कवाससं स्फुरत्किरीटकटक कटिसूत्रवराङ्गदं श्रीवत्सवक्षसम्भ्राजत् कौस्तुभं वनमालिनं ध्यायन्नभ्यर्च्य दारोणे हविषाभिघृतानि च प्रास्याज्यभागावाघारौ दत्त्वा चाज्यप्लुतं हविः जुह्यान्मूलमन्त्रेण षोडशर्चावदानतः धर्मादिभ्यो यथा न्यायं मन्त्रैः शिष्टकृतं बुधः अभ्यर्च्याथ नमस्कृत्य पार्षदेभ्यो बलिं हरेत् मूलमन्त्रं जपेत् ब्रह्म स्मरन्नारायणात्मकं दत्वा च मनमुच्छेषं विश्वक्सेनाय कल्पयेत् मुखवासं सुरभिमत् ताम्बूलाद्यमथार्हयेत् उपगायन गृणन नृत्यन् कर्माण्यभिनयन् मम मत्कथाः श्रावयन् शृण्वन् मुहूर्तं क्षणिको भवेत् स्तवैरुच्चावचैः स्तोत्रैः पौराणैः प्राकृतैरपि स्तुत्वा प्रसीद भगवन् इति वन्दे तदण्डवत् शिरोमत्पादयोः कृत्वा बाहुभ्यां च परस्परं प्रपन्नं पाहि माम् ईश भीतं मृत्युग्रहार्णवात् इति शेषां मया दत्तां शिरस्याधाय सादरम् उद्वासयेच्चेदुद्वास्यं ज्योतिर्ज्योतिषि तत्पुनः अर्चादिषु यदा यत्र श्रद्धा मां तत्र चार्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहमवस्थितः एवं क्रियायोगपथैः पुमान् वैदिकतान्त्रिकैः अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दत्यवीप्सिताम् मदर्चां सम्प्रतिष्ठाप्य मन्दिरं कारयेत् दृढं पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि पूजायात्रोत्सवाश्रितान् पूजादीनां प्रवाहार्थं महापर्वस्वथान्वहं क्षेत्रापणपुरग्रामान् दत्त्वा मत्सार्ष्टितामियात् प्रतिष्ठया सार्वभौमम् सद्मना भुवनत्रयं पूजादिना ब्रह्मलोकं त्रिभिर्मत्साम्यतामियात् मामेव नैरपेक्षेण भक्तियोगेन विन्दते भक्तियोगं स लभते एवं यः पूजयेत माम यः स्वदत्तां परैर्दत्तां हरेत सुरविप्रयोः वृत्तिं स जायते विड्भुग वर्षाणाम् अयुतायुतं कर्तुश्च सारथेर्हेतोः अनुमोदितुरेव च कर्मणां भागिनः प्रेत्य भूयो भूयसि तत्फलम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चितकरेचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ अष्टाविंशोऽध्यायः। Sanskrit chanting itself is a great creator of most divine vibrations in the world. And if you know the meaning of it and create the bhavana and do it, you are doing the best contribution to the universe with the minimum of the efforts or expenses. Just close the eyes, just feel Parabrahma Tattva. Salute to him to give us our identity with him. Just remember Bhagavan Narayana, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Salute at his feet and ask him to bless us. Salute Bhagavan Krishna, who is the one teaching all this sublime knowledge which we are studying right now in Bhagavata. Salute to Bhagavata Purana, in whose form again Bhagavan himself is there. Again, salute to Brahmadeva, to Sanat Kumara Adi, to Narada Maharshi, to Sri Vedavyasa Maharshi, to Sri Shukha Brahmarshi, who have become the Acharya Parampara of giving this Bhagavata Purana. Further, the Suta Muni, the Shaunakadi Muni, the Vaishampayana Rishi, and then all the Bhagavata Acharyas, right from the Bhagavata's arrival onto the earth till now. Salutations at the feet of everyone. So to remember all the 24 avatharas that are there in Bhagavata Purana of Narayana, Pada Namaskara to all of them, to give us quickly the maturity of the buddhi, to understand the sublime truth, to give that maturity to the ahankara, to sublimate itself in uniting with the absolute truth. Also, do salutation to all great Mahabhaktas for whose sake Bhagavan came, and the interaction between that Bhakta and Bhagavan became these Shastras, which are the only source of information and inspiration for all of us. It is our bounden sadhana and duty every day to remember all these Devata, Rishimuni Guru Parampara and feel their presence, ask them to bless, ask them to come into the heart and remove all the knots of the heart. When this way we tune to them day in and day out, day in and day out, at least for our sake, definitely they come, redeem us of all our ignorances and misconceptions. So too, when we extend prayer to them for blessing the entire humanity or mankind or the universe, they will even do that also. So, understanding the need of this, feeling the kartavyata in that, taking a commitment of doing that, relentlessly, regularly when we do, slowly, unknowingly, we ourselves get detached from samsara causing individual upadhi and ignorance, and we get into the jnanam or wisdom. This is how everybody did, this is how everybody will do, this is how many are doing now, this is how we also have to do. Now we are in the study of 28th chapter where Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva, Paratattva is being taught to us by Bhagavan Krishna through Uddhavaji, because Uddhavaji asked that question. And also from that standpoint, what is the position of the entire world? Therefore, how much value you have to give to the world to get bound into it or to get liberated. All this wisdom is kept in front of us. It's like the shopkeeper displays all the items. We, the customers, have to pay and buy. So too the Lord, the Gurus in the Shastras display all the wisdom. Many of us take a very low cost wisdom. Many of us don't even buy. They go to a shop of ignorance only. They spend all their money to buy that thing. So let us not be like that. When the wide open spread of wisdom when Bhagavan is giving, well spread, we will be intelligent, wise enough to just listen, to be careful, to choose for our own betterment that wisdom given. Let us not listen to the mana, listen to the other people who are absolutely worldly, who don't know anything, who are childish in their understanding, who are caught up in samsara. How can they be our margadarshaka? How can we follow their ideas, suggestions, or the ways of life? Is it not? With that wisdom, what Bhagavan is giving the knowledge, we try to cull it out, take it out, use it. So the Prashna of the Uddhava most pertinent. From that straight away we start. Shri Uddhava Uvach, Naivatmano na dehasya samsrutir drashtru drushayo anatma swadrushorisha kasya syadupalabhyate आत्माव्ययो गुणः शुद्धः स्वयं ज्योतिरनावृतः अग्निवत् दारुवत् अचित् देहः कस्य इह समश्रुतिः. There cannot be any greater prashna than this, which is addressing the root itself. Therefore, there cannot be better answer also who can give than Lord Krishna. Therefore, there cannot be a better knowledge which we can gain for ourselves to get liberated than this. So, we are at the most important crucial junction. Last over, one ball, one run. Crucial. Maar do, jeet gaye. That sort of very crucial point of knowledge we are there. Whether we gain it or not, again it is subjective. Many gain, many don't gain, their choice. Be clear about the prashna. What is that? Ki Narayana na eva atmanaha, see the book, na dehasya samsrutihi. Samsruti samsara. Samsara I told you, janma and marana, in between janma marana, continuous karma, karta and bhokta. Karma karna, karma phala pavana. In that karma, satkarma and dushkarma, result of sukha dukha. सो जन्म लेना मरना बीच में पाप पुण्य करना उसके फल में दुख सुख पाना, all this is samsara, and the quantity of it, variety of it, quality of types of it are infinite, but this is in short is samsara. Okay, so this pure atma inside has no samsara. The deha also has no samsara. When you say deha, stula sukshma karana. And what are these deha and atma? Already Uddhavji had done lot of inquiry. Therefore, drashtru drushyayoho. Here atma is drashta, the seer. Then the deha is drushya. See, drukdushya viveka text. Telugu people, aa gaya isme. And this atma is swadrushaha. Swadrushaha means what? Self-dependent. It is uh-huh. Hmm. So this Swadrusha means the word self-effulgent, self-immanent. Then the Anatma is this Deha, which is Jada, therefore Nashwara. Self-effulgent, all-knowing Atma, one side, which is Drashta. Other side, it is Drashya, which is Jada, which is Nashwara. Logically, both of them cannot have samsara. Then, kasya syat, then whose is this samsara? उपलभ्यते, but it is being experienced. So मेरे अंदर आत्मा है, मेरे अंदर देह है. So आत्मा को मोक्ष बंधन नहीं है. संसारा देहादि को जड़ है. Therefore there is no samsara. Then who is going through the samsara? So here such a good analysis Uddhavji is already done. Though it is little theoretical, may not be highly meditative level of self-experience, but he has sufficient manana done after listening to maybe gurus and rishis. So here, be careful, be cautious, be conscious. One side is becoming aware of his deha, sura sukshma karan. Other side is accepting what is said by the Shastra as Atma. Again, in this deha, he has understood, accepted that it is Jada. And Jada cannot have bandhana. Other side, he understood Atma being infinite and all, it cannot have bandhanam, it also mukta. But the point is, he is going through dukkha, he is going through the samsara, he himself. It's not asking about somebody, the neighbor. अपने बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. तो मेरे अंदर मेरे देह को संसार नहीं है, मेरे अंदर के आत्मा को देर इज नो संसारा, बट आई एम एक्सपीरियंसिंग द सुख दुख, लाभ हानि, जय पराजय, जन्म मृत्यु, रोग and no roga, insult and praise, everything I am experiencing. And who is then he is experiencing? What a good question, na? Jada upadhis are not experiencing samsara. According to Shastra, Atma doesn't experience samsara. I am Atma because I means Atma only, but I am experiencing samsara. So now half thing is sorted out. Upadhis are not having samsara, that much is doubt. He is having samsara, that is going through. Now, who he is having samsara is a debate. See, in the question only, when you go deeper, half of the answer comes. Who in me is getting samsara? Because when the Upanishad is talking about Atma, that Atma word is applicable not to any neighbor. Everybody is an Atma only. It is to me only. Atma matlab main. So that Atma means main is liberated, Shastra says. So Atma means me. So I should have the experience of liberation. But I am only experiencing the bandha, samsara. Exactly what is the tamasha that is happening. Okay, again he says the two things, the fire and the wood. Wood is jada, it cannot have samsara. See that when you burn the wood with the fire, wood is dead matter, nothing happens to it. Fire is fire by itself, nature, it never burns. Then what exactly happening in the meaning of burning? Is it not? If something happens to the wood when it getting fired or burnt, it would have jumped and ran away. No wood ever has got up and run away when fire is exposed to it. Is it not? It stayed means it is not experiencing that burning. So too the fire by nature is burning, so it won't burn to itself. Then what exactly happening? In that way, he says, Atma avyayaha agunaha shuddha swayanjyoti anavrataha. These five words of Atma Tattva, as said by all Upanishads, here quoted by Uddhava, are 2 minutes one can pause and try to catch. The self in us is what? Avyayaha. It is not diminishing, decaying, and disappearing. खर्चा नहीं होता उनका. Everything other than Paramatma is Vyaya. Only Paramatma is Avyaya. Then Agunaha. Aguna means Trigunatita bhi hai, and in him the good or bad guna which we impose to the objects as well the people, they are not there. So too the guna means what? The rose. The three gunas of the rose are the color of it, the softness of it, the fragrance of it. Because of which we separate it from the jasmine flower. It has its color, softness as well as fragrance. So like this in this world, every object is one side made by Sattva-Rajastama guna combination or one of them, two of them. It has its own this type of guna. Paramatma में Sattva-Rajastama guna nahi hai, and these gunas also not there. And only when these Sattva-Rajas Tamaguna are there, then there is a modification in them which causes samsara. So too, when the gunas of fragrance, softness are there, in the modification of them there is samsara. Samsara means change. Paramatma is changeless. For something to change, it should be in gunas. Paramatma is guna atita in both way. Therefore, it is sure that there is no samsara in him. So Atma Avyayaha, Atma Agunaha. Now each of the word, every of we listeners have to take and contemplate and go deeper in the understanding. That's called spiritual sadhana. Spiritual sadhana itna hi hai. What we said in the morning, you listen, sadhana is only jnana. Ultimate jnana when you know, you have nothing to do, yourself already. And every other sadhana also is jnana. First you gain the knowledge, what to do to achieve to what, and keep applying that knowledge. That's it. So here also every of the word, you have to have the full jnanam of this, meaning of each of the word. Agunaha, avyayaha, ho gaya. Then shuddhaha. In the Atma Tattva, there is no thing which is other than it to do it ashuddha. उसका सेंस ऑफ अदर दूसरा वस्तु है ही नहीं उसको अशुद्ध करने की. क्लियर? अशुद्धि, शुद्धि मीन्स वन विदाउट सेकंड. अशुद्धि इज द अदरनेस. One infinite self, Atma is, there is no self, nothing other than it to make it Ashuddha. Then Swayam Jyotihi, what I said, Swadrushaha in the above mantra, said here as Swayam Jyoti, self-effulgent. So he is aware of himself. There is no chance of him forgetting himself. After himself forgetting him only, he can behave as something else to suffer. That's the meaning of Swayam Jyoti. देव अनावृत है ना. जिसको स्वयं प्रकाशता है तो माया का आवरण नहीं होगा. जिनका आवरण है उसी में विक्षेप होता है. सो इन द प्योर आत्मा इट इज बीइंग सेल्फ एफल्जेंट. There is no avarana, therefore there is no vikshepa. Okay? Then it is not subjected to kala, because of which there is a vyaya. It is not subject to kala, there is no vyaya, therefore, and also because of the other thing called agunaha. काला प्रभाव नहीं है, कालातीत है इसलिए अव्यय है, गुण इसमें नहीं है इसलिए उसमें चेंजेस नहीं होते हैं. There is nothing other than it, therefore there is no ashuddhi in that. It is self-effulgent, therefore it doesn't need something else to know it. Then anavrutaha, there is nothing which can cover it. Maya can cover everything, not like the cloud. Cloud covers our vision from seeing Lord's Son. Is it not? But cloud never covers the sun. In fact, the cloud is made by the sun. It is now illuminated in the light of sun only. Therefore, Paramatma is never clouded by any Ajnana or Avidya or Maya. हो गया? Agnimat, like a fire. Then Daruvat Achit Deha. Deha is like a wood. Achito. Then both of them cannot have samsara. Then Kasaiha Samsrutihi, into whom that samsara belongs to. Now, these 6-7 slokas where the samsara nirnaya means conclusion through understanding. Then the samsara nirnaya, then the ajnana nirnaya means what is the meaning of ajnana, and jiva nirnaya means who is jiva. What is mentioned these 5-6 slokas is the most important enchanting jnanam. If this jnanam is caught, you got the essence of Vedanta. Then this jnanam we have to work out. It's like diagnosis of the disease. Itself is such an important thing, no? कि एग्जैक्टली पता कर लिया कि किस कारण से इनको ये बुखार वगैरह रिलैप्स हो रहे. Tests are done, understood. This is the particular place. This is an infection or something. But one has to work on that. Once the disease is diagnosed, he'll have to be treated for health. So to exactly who is Jiva, what is Jiva, how he is at samsara, when this is understood, we have got the diagnosis done. Then the medicine is ready. Use it. Be healthy. The diseased person is Baddha Jiva and the healthy person is Mukta, Jivan Mukta. Okay. Now Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. I am deliberately taking this sloka every day from last 2-3 days, so that first of all I become not only clear in its understanding but pakka in the conviction. Because our mind is so funny. At this moment, while listening very carefully, it appears to be understood, but after 2-3 days, if we are asked, we forget only. That much funny we are to go ahead in the flood of the time and prarabdha and the life and our own planned whims and fancies, that the mukti giving knowledge is given, but we just bypass it, going into only the bandhanam. See the Maya's power. Mukti giving jnanam is this, and we study it. Still, we don't stick there to get liberation. We go again in the flood of Maya only to bandhanam. See the power of it. That's called Pashyannapi jana pashyati mudaha, and also aghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. That is why the Nirantara Pranama to Bhagavan. For what? For the knowledge to become stable in us. And our effort of Nirantara Shravana, Chintana. Why? Again for the knowledge to be stable. Knowledge सबको मिलता, but stable नहीं रहता. Stable knowledge ही practice किया जाएगा तो वो मुक्ति देता है. That is why एवं निरंतराभ्यस्ता, every shastra ध्यानम चिरम नित्य निरंतरम मुने है. एतै समाधि विषड्भि नयेत कालम निरंतरम. Everywhere निरंतरता. Now listen carefully. We are chanting the mantras. Sri Bhagavanu Vacho Yavadehendriya Pranaihi Atmanah Sannikarshanam Samsara Phalavan Tavado Aparthopya Vivekinaha Yavadehendriya Pranaihi atmanah sannikarshanam samsarah palavan tavat apartopya vivekinah. Now be very attentive and have infinite patience and concentration, subtlety to tune to the talk that is given here. If required, if possible, close the eyes and listen. Literal meaning is what? To the real self in me. When there is a proximity with the upadhis, then the non existing samsara is experienced as if it is experiencing. So, as long as there is a proximity of the self with the not self, as long as, so long, though the samsara is not there, still appears to be and we experience. Okay, samsara means janma, marana, karma, karma phala, sukha, dukkha, vikas, sat and duskarma. Understood this much? Yavat dehendriya pranaihi atmanah sannikarshana. As long as closeness, proximity, sannikarshana matlab nazdik rehna. Of the atma, self, real self only. As long as my self, real self in me is near to the dehendra pranadi upadhi. Tavat, till that time, samsara palavan. The samsara gets born out of. Palavan means gets fructified or gets like a पेड़ फल का रखा तो फल के लिए पेड़ होता है तो फल आ जाता है. तो फलवान होना मतलब फलित होना, results. Samsara results. So, apartha bhi. Even though actually it is not in reality. And to whom all this happens? Avivekina. Therefore, what is the whole crux here? Crux here is in the Viveka and Aviveka. Okay, one by one, let us see. I am telling assorted manner, but you are wise enough to combine all of them, catch. So, yesterday we tried to speak from both angles of self to this to that. Again, we say, who am I? I am the self in reality. Who am I? I am Jiva now, in my experience now. Are there two eyes? There's no one eye. There's no two eyes, only one, no? Then who is the samsari I and who is a non-samsari liberated I? Samsari I is he. Obviously, you know that the samsara happening to us only through the upadhi. Is it not? The one who has got देहेंद्र मनोबुद्ध्यादि देहेंद्र प्राण के साथ जिनको सन्निकर्ष है, that I only am suffering, no? For example, in Nidra, Dehendriya Manobuddhi are not there, prana. Therefore, there is no suffering. But that is a negative sleep, inert sleep. There is an ajnana, it is temporary. There the vasanas are there in Bijavastha. Again, from there we are thrown out, again to come into Swapna and Jagrata. Because of all those reasons, Nidra is not moksha sthiti. Nidra is not Atmanubhava sthiti. Therefore, Nidra is never to be considered as moksha. Therefore, Nidra is given by the Lord and taken by us only to understand कि आत्मानुभूति इस तरह से होता है. There is no absolute anandam because of the absence of all the upadhis. So very clearly feel, I am suffering. Now suffering me is called as jiva. And this jiva is suffering because of his proximity with the upadhis. Interestingly, consciously, unconsciously, when I give up upadhi, I am becoming nidra vyakti, where I am enjoying the ananda. And everybody is doing everything, whether in jagrata or sapna or sushupti or turiya, only for ananda. There is no other goal. Now imagine consciously when I myself detach myself from the upadhi, there is no more samsara to me. Therefore, sopadhika atma is samsari jiva. Say 3 times. Sopadhika atma is samsari jiva. Sopadhika atma is samsari jiva. Sopadhika atma is samsari jiva. Clear? Now the other one. Say Nirupadhika Jiva is Mukta Atma. Nirupadhika Jiva is Mukta Atma. Say again, Nirupadhika Jiva is Mukta Atma. So I, the Atma, became suffering Jiva or Samsari because of Upadhis. Then I, the Samsari, the Baddha person, Jiva, become the Atma by detaching from the Upadhi. Point one. Very clear theory, there should be no doubt. Second, did really Atma became Jiva? It can never become. Then it just appears. Only because it did not became and it only appears that it can again remove that appearance and station back himself in the Atma. मतलब आत्मा जीव कभी नहीं बना, आत्मा जीव की तरह नौटंकी कर रहा है उपाधि के द्वारा. इसलिए जीव अपने जीव भाव को छोड़कर आत्म स्वरूप पे अनुभव के द्वारा मुक्त एनीवे हो सकता है. हु इज दैट जीव? राइट नो आई, the bound person in the world, who is experiencing. Here Uddhava's question is not about some jiva. एक दोस्त को बुला के पूछ रहे हैं कृष्ण से इनके बारे में थोड़ा बताओ. It is talking about himself. Whenever such crucial topics are discussed, if I don't bring myself as the central pivotal point, I have missed the main maja itself. The main crux only I have missed. Therefore, Guru should be very alert to say, even if Guru in the flow of the discussion is telling the point, disciple should be alert to feel it is talked about me. I am bound jiva because of my upadhis. I will be the mukta atma when I get out of the upadhi. Upadhi are deha, indriya, pranaihi, and all that. Indriya is all the 14. 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya, 4 antakarana. Okay? Indriya means karanas. Okay, yavat dehendriya pranaihi atmana sannikarsanam tavat samsara phalavan apartha api avivekinaha. So up to this much we have understood. What is that? Atma bound by the upadhis is baddha jiva. Jiva liberated from the upadhis mukta atma. Okay. Second point, what was it? Atma never became jiva. If he becomes, he can never become atma. Therefore, there is no liberation possible. Then what is happening? Only appearing. Therefore, the appearances can be any time withdrawn, is it not? And every time the appearance is through attires, through some of the things we wear, the guest appearance. He comes in that way, guest rupa, goes away. So remove those garbs because of the appearance is coming and we are suffering. You are no more a suffering person there. You are liberated Atma. Second point. Third point is, what is that which is making me, the self, appear as jiva through the upadhi tadatmya? And what is to be done as an antidote for that? Okay. Only one thing. The non-thinking or the aviveka is the karana because of which I am appearing to be jiva by my identity with the upadhi. Okay. Now come to very careful next thought. Therefore, when I do viveka relentlessly, thoroughly, under the guidance of the Guru and Shastra, all the appearances go away along with the causes, upadhi, I discover myself. Okay. And what are the 3 ways by which, because of aviveka in me, I get identify the upadhi and live like a jiva? Okay. What are the 3 ways in which I identify the upadhi and suffer as jiva? Which I have to break with viveka. Because when the viveka is not there, these 3 appear. Okay. विवेक नहीं रहना समस्या है, विवेक रखना है समाधान है. लाइक अज्ञान है समस्या, ज्ञान पाना समाधान है. So the 3 is what? 1 is aham, second is mama, third is mahyam. Okay. Aham, mama, mahyam. Me, mine, for me. Mahyam, for me. Mahyam dadatu. So me, aham, mama, mine, mahyam, to me. Like kursi is there. Me chair is. Or mine chair is. Or to me chair is. With all the things other than that body, we have the relation of mine or for me. मेरे लिए या मेरा. With the deha or the personal indriya मनोबुद्धि आदि, we have मेरा भी है और मैं भी हूँ. In both way, this type of identity is there. And what is done by Vedanta Shastra is given Viveka. With Viveka, we break these wrong notions. What is the wrong notions? Breakage. Neither I am that, nor they are mine, nor I need them. If through Viveka, these three are achieved. Through Viveka, this is achieved. Immediately, the conditioning of the Upadhi gone from me. No more I am appearing as Jiva. Therefore, there is no samsara to me. So, what Vedanta says, you are that self, which is neither the Upadhi, which has neither the Upadhi, which needs neither the Upadhi, nor the Upadhi. उपाधि नहीं है, उपाधि इनका नहीं है, उनको उपाधि नहीं चाहिए. So I am not upadhi. I don't. I don't have upadhi, and I don't need upadhi. See, I am upadhi. Upadhi is mine. I need upadhi. This is called samsara. I am not upadhi. Upadhi is not mine. I don't need it. This discovery is called moksha. This is what is done in the Viveka. In all the Shastras, what is given food is to our intellect. To the food intellect, what is given? Data. By the data, what is told? Do the Viveka. Now that is all. What are the Vivekas, for example? See, Drushya and Drashta Viveka. Is it not? Anatma, Atma Viveka. Is it not? Then Jada, Chetana Viveka. Then the dependent, the independent Viveka. Then Aneka, Eka Viveka. Then the Nashvara, the Shashvata Viveka. Think about it. When these each of the Vivekas are done through the intellect too, the notions or imaginations that the upadhis are me or man or for me, that goes away. You are liberated. The moment the उपाधियों से हमारा इन तीन तरह का संबंध छूट जाता है, मैं जीव नहीं हूं. Like when I sell the car, all the problems I was facing through car, I don't face now. Because with the car I was facing, car is gone away, so why will I face? I may buy car, other one, उससे फिर मेरे को होता होगा. That is why every jiva is liberated with this body problem when he dies. But he has sufficient ajnanam and vasanas to be forcefully given another body in which again he suffers. A person who retired or resigned has no problem, but who is in service is transferred and given lot of jobs and deputations. सर्विस में जब तक है तो होगा, अब रिटायर हो गया और नौकरी को लात मार दी तो nobody will trouble you. Is it not? We have vasanas, we have the ignorance. Therefore, after leaving body, we are put in another body. In this very body only, when we through karma yoga, bhakti yoga, ashtanga yoga, remove the vasanas, pure. Then with the jnana yoga, we have cut all these unwanted attachments or unwanted relativities with the upadhi. In this life only we are Jivan Mukta. It's an experience that I am the liberated, ever liberated, eternal liberated Atma. Mukta Atma hu main, Vimukta Atma hu. Vimukta charet. What is said in every of the prasanga, whether it is Bhikshu Gita or Aida Gita, Mukta charati, Vimukta charati. How many times we heard? What is the meaning of that? He is Mukta from Jiva Bhava because he is Mukta from his entanglements with the Upadhi because he has got the Jnana, that is that self which has no need of Upadhi, which has no Identity with upadhi, which is never owns the upadhi. तीन शब्द बोलना मत, अहम ममा मह्यम, मैं हूं, मेरा है, मेरे लिए. If these three are there with the upadhis of the Indra Prana and through the upadhi to the things and beings of the world. Tadatmya with the upadhi with these three is the first level of bandhana. Extension is through this identifying, entangling with the whole world through the medium of raga and dvesha, that they are mine, they should continue to stay with me. They are not mine, dvesha, they should go away from me. So all the outer worlds, our relation with the outer world of things and being situation, both through raga or dvesha, based on I become jiva by identifying with my upadhi. I myself, when I discover myself, no tadatmya with upadhis, no jiva bhava, no differentiating the world on the basis of raga dvesha, no outer samsara. The inner samsara is the modification of the upadhis giving us dukkha. The outer samsara is the changes in the world giving us dukkha. And the one who is becoming dukkhi is samsari. The samsari is jiva. Only when he identifies this upadhis, then the outer upadhi. Outer upadhi is all that. Through wife as an husband, through son as a father, through this office as an officer. These are all outer. Here are also sufferings. All of that is samsara. नहीं नहीं, मेरे ऑफिस में कभी दुखी नहीं हुआ स्वामी जी, बहुत सुखी था. तो रिटायर तो हो जाओगे फिर तब निकलेगा सारा दुख. नेवर एवर से यू वर नेवर दुखी इन संसार और वर्ल्ड. कभी हो ही जाएंगे, बिकॉज द बॉस आर सबऑर्डिनेट और कोलीग और लेस सैलरी, और दैट डे यू कुड नॉट वर्क, यू वर नॉट गिवन द हॉलीडे, योर जीपी was not given, you are not sanctioned the leave, or you are not given the LTC. कहीं ना कहीं तो दुखी होंगे ही. Your work is not recognized, you are not given timely promotion, other fellow is given promotion. And India ऐसा ही होता है, whether you work or not, you belong to reservation category, you are given. How much ever you work, if you are a forward caste, you are never promoted. The India the forward को backward करते हैं और backward को और back push करते हैं. Golden day, if all this reservation system is eradicated completely. Only give reservation to the intelligent, to wise, to patriotic. Those who mean business in their work, they have to be given chance. They, with all their honesty, bring the country up. Clear? These are all very important. Anyway, so the thought is very clear now. We have repeated day before, yesterday, today also. There are no two Atma, only one. One is one only playing two roles. One is Mukta Atma, Mukta Parama Atma. Second is Baddha Jivatma. Parama Atma only through Upadhi is Jiva. Right now we are going through. Jiva Atma only freed from the Upadhi is Parama Atma. Parama Atma never became Jivatma, but playing the role appearing. How? By conducting with the Upadhis. And how long it continues, why it continues is Aviveka. So what is the entire sadhana therefore is only one, which we never do. That is a Viveka. That Viveka we do to create Ragadvesha in the world by saying this person is good, that is bad, this thing is good, that is bad. Here this is not Viveka. It is Chudamani Viveka. Vivekonka Viveka. It is a sartaj of the Viveka, where you are doing the unbiased discrimination of Atma and Anatma, Chaitana and Jada, Drukku and Drishya. And the rules and laws of Druk Drishya Viveka are very clear. Morning class, they are all listening. What is that? Drishya is Jada and perishable. Druk is not Jada, it is Chaitanya, it is imperishable. Drukka never becomes Drishya. If this one thing you understand, you are getting lot of main material for sadhana. Drukka never becomes Drishya. Drishya never becomes Drukka. Like chair is Drishya. I am the seer of the chair. Chair, the Drishya, can never become the Drukka. Can it become Druk? बनता है क्या? नहीं. I, the Druk of the chair, do I become the Drishya chair? नहीं ना. ये एक प्रिंसिपल पकड़ ले स्ट्रांगली. Drishya cannot become druk. Druk cannot be drishya. Seer cannot be seen. Seen cannot be seer. If this one principle is held, all bondage goes. Because Atma alone is the drukku. There is no other druk other than it. Point one. Two, everything other than the Atma is drishya. Therefore, I can never become drishya. Drishya can never become me. I am druk swarup. And the drishya is perishable. Clear? And Drishya's birth has come from not identifying myself with the Druk Swarupa. When I am in my own Druk Swarupa, be attentive. The Drishya is not there. The power of the Maya is this only. It projects the Drashta and Drishya when the Druk Swarupa Atma is not attended. So I am not a Druk Swarupa Atma. In me only, the Drashta here, the Drishya there is projected. Drashta here is an intellectual thought, I, illuminated by Paramatma's Chaitanya. This is the topic in the next 5 slokas. This is what studied by our Telugu people last 10 days. And today, tomorrow, exactly this is the topic Bhagavan Rama is teaching to Hanuman. This is the crux of entire Vedanta theory, entire Vedanta practice, entire Vedanta assured mukti. If you miss it, you missed everything. If you caught it, you caught everything. You and I, both of us. Again, I am taking the same sloka. Avivekinaha, for a person who has never developed the correct Vedantic viveka. What is that? For such person, aparthaha api, even though in reality it is not there, samsaraha falabhana, samsara appears and giving him the pairs of opposite of sukha dukkha. For an aviveki, even if it is not there in reality, yet it appears and as if it is there and gives sukha dukkha. What appears? Samsara. Sukha dukkha is samsara. Samsara is sukha dukkha. When the Atma Vastu, because of Aviveka, is gone in Sannikarsha, proximity, with these three means of Aham, Mama, Mahyam, with the Upadis. Good, no? Shuddha Chaitanya Atma coming near Upadi, suddenly Chaitanya Atma only as if dressed as a Jiva and suffering. Jiva suffering being near the Upadhi, undressed himself by Upadhi, suddenly he becomes Shuddha Atma and liberated. That's what I'm saying. Where the man is there, there alone Father is there. Man became Father through the child suffered. Is it not? The moment the child gone away, along with the child father from this man gone away, as a man is free. Then again sister comes, then he's a brother, again he suffers. So who is suffering? The non-existing father or the brother. Why do you say non-existing? Because you cannot be two at one time. He is the man. But man may condition ke karan brother or father came, he is suffering. That doesn't mean now go and fight with your sister or fight with your son. बेवकूफ जब से तू पैदा हो गया मैं संसारी बन गया स्वामी जी ने बोला मुझे don't do all that. Exactly. Is it not? And by the way, and out of topic, only half a minute I want to say, everybody expects sukha through son. Definitely comes as a father, forgets that there are also duties, responsibilities, and dukkha also come with it. Why this? Because we don't have the common sense that in the world, sukha, dukkha are same coin with two sides. एक ही चीज खोटे सिक्के की तरह नहीं चलता हो. That's why the simple common sense point, if you observe, in our life, whichever has given us sukha, that alone has given dukkha in different period. My body gives sukha to me up to the age of 45, 50. Khaya, piya, yatraya kiya, धूम धड़ाका किया, games खेला. After 50, the same body gives दुख. होता है कि नहीं? House newly built gives so sukha. As it becomes old or a government removes it to make the road wide, दुखा. वही घर. क्योंकि उसमें दोनों है. हम एक ही एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. दूसरा आने में बर्दाश्त नहीं होता. What is to be done if you do avoid the dukkha? Then avoid expecting sukha also. Then what to do to avoid sukha dukkha? With regard to the children, take it as a responsibility. With regard to the house, take it as a need. How use is needed, whether this or that, how does it matter? Don't get attached. थोड़ा but big topic it again. That's why I said little out of topic I am going. टॉपिक में आउट ऑफ टॉपिक है लेकिन लाइफ में मेरे रिलेवेंट है. सुख चाहते हो तो बाई वन गेट वन फ्री. हियर यू कांट से दूसरा नहीं चाहिए, देन वो भी नहीं दिया जाए. Is it a good food also? There is a dukkha because you eat too much of it. Then over indigestion is there. Or in the mind there is a greed कि और भी चाहिए बार बार चाहिए. That is also dukkha. Desire itself is dukkha. The dukkha is what when you get a good food. Other food when you see, you compare with this one and you suffer it instead of enjoying. कि वो घर में खाने के लिए बुलाया तो कितना बढ़िया खाना था, ये लोग दिए तो सड़ा हुआ है. This is not सड़ा हुआ because of this is सड़ा हुआ. You compared with that. That time it gave sukha. Suddenly through creating raga, it has created dukkha here. बिकॉज़ मन तो एक ही है, बंदा तो एक ही है, उधर या इधर. तो वो एक जगह अच्छा लगता है, तो दूसरी जगह बुरा लगता ही है. जो अच्छा लगा सुख दिया, तो बुरा लगा तो दुःख देता. In the same house also next time you go, masalas are changed or something are not so tasty. क्या अम्मा इस बार खाना ऐसा बनाया है? उस दिन बहुत बढ़िया था. हाँ भाई उस दिन का ही था, ये फ्रिज में रखा फिर इस दिन के बाद खराब तो हो गए. You told auntie next week I'll come, same food. You told no? Yeah, I put it in the fridge. अब दे दो. See the crux of all things. Don't you are you not feeling the relaxation, the relief and joy when you are understanding or diagnosing where is the problem? Understand. Then the solution is again long way. Theory you have no, you apply it and get it as an upadhi. ये तो फिर जन्म जन्म का काम है. Then you will know how many vasanas we have created past, how many vasanas we are creating in present, because of which we are helplessly, forcefully getting identified with the upadhi through all these relations and helplessly suffering as jiva. Then you understand the need of surrendering to Guru, doing the upasana to Paramatma, using our own discrimination, making the life fully disciplined with only thus far, no further attitude. All these जो पिछले इतने साल से गुरु लोग चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोल रहे हैं, उन सब का मतलब अब समझ में आया. The meaning of all of that, the need of all of that, we will understand now when we understand that we will be an eternal suffering jiva when we are identified with the upadhi. And if you want to be a mukta atma, you have to detach from the upadhi. आत्मा को कुछ टच नहीं कर रहे, वो हमेशा है, वो वैसा ही है. और उसके ऊपर बस रंग लगा दिया उपाधियों का, सफरिंग है जीवन. It has become a habit. When it becomes a habit, when you become a slave to that, when you become an addicted to that, it is so difficult to give up, even though you know that it is harming. That's the problem of the drug addicts, drink addicts. When they are not taking drug or drink, when they are in front of the counseling person, to whatever he says, they nod the head. तबीयत खराब होगा बेटा, समझ गया, हाँ सर. पैसे खर्च होते हैं, समझ गए, हाँ सर. पेरेंट्स का तुम्हारे इज्जत चला जाता है, हाँ बेट. Everything nods it. But the time of the drug drink or the powerful thought of that comes in the mind, he forgets what all he got counseling, he indulges. इसलिए कुछ कुछ चीजें ना मरने तक छूटते नहीं. इसलिए भगवान हमको मारते हैं इसलिए कुछ छूट जाए. डेथ इज सॉल्यूशन फॉर सम प्रॉब्लम्स. दैट्स व्हाई मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ लास्ट लाइफ आई डोंट नो नाउ. तो बाय किलिंग मी इन माय अर्लियर लाइफ, लॉर्ड मेड मी फॉरगेट देम. लकी. कुछ कुछ सुरंग का सॉल्यूशन मरने से होता है. मरने के बाद डोंट कमिट सुसाइड. दैट्स द नेचुरल डेथ आई एम सेइंग. Like in my earlier life, I might have suffered with wife or husband. I don't know whether I was man or woman. They all are gone now. Thank God I forgot. By the way, it's a side by side thought, not in the context. What I'm saying is that person addicted. We are also addicted to the sukha bhoga. coming through the deha, through nidra adi, coming through the senses, through the pleasures of these objects, coming through the mind, through the sentiments, the emotions, the loves, the attachments, it to non-nonsense. To the buddhi also, when we are claimed by people, said by people that you are intelligent, you are smart, you discovered this, you discovered that, your idea is wonderful. ये सारे बुद्धि रूपी उपाधि. They recognize us through upadhi, and we are addicted to that sukha. Therefore, we are not able to give up. Therefore, intellectual understanding very powerful. That the sukha in the nirupadika atma is million times more than the sopadika jiva. If this is not thoroughly understood and accepted, we will not give it up this. That is why in the Brahmananda Mimamsa, which we are almost every week once chanting, and we will study it thoroughly when the topic comes in the sequence. Shrotriyasya chakamah tasya, te shatam manushyanam anandaha, sa eko manushya gandharvanam anandaha. You listen? 100, one ananda of the Manusha is this much. 100 times is Manusha Gandharva. 100 Manusha Gandharva is one Deva Gandharva. 100 Deva Gandharva is Pitrunam Charalokanam. 100 of Pitrunam Charaloka Ajana Jana Deva. 100 times multiplied the Ananda of the Ajana Jana Deva is one in Deva Ananda, not the cinema actor. 100 Deva Ananda is one Indra Ananda. 100 Indra is one Brahaspati. 100 Brahaspati one Prajapati. 100 Prajapati Ananda is one Brahma Ananda. ब्रह्म इज नॉट टू वाइज स एको ब्रह्मण आनंद कि हम कंफर्ट करके इतने फंस जाते हैं इन द नेचर सच ए डिवाइन ब्यूटी इज देयर वी मिस आउट somebody has to force and coax and tell यार जाएंगे चल ऋषिकेश हरिद्वार बड़े आश्रम गंगा किनारा वेरी गुड जाते नहीं बिकॉज यू आर हैबिचुअल टू द एसी दिस इज नॉनसेंस. But somehow he forces and takes it. When you see the vastness of the place, huge mountains there, beauty flowing Mother Ganges there, so many people in their own ecstasy in that bhakti doing arati, there's some dancing, there's singing, are taking bath. उस तब अरे यार रियली तुमने मेरे को लेके आए अब हम मानते नहीं उसके साथ जाते नहीं तो हमको अनुभव मिलता नहीं वो. No, Brahmananda cannot be given, but can be told in this way that it is 100 times more one, even Prajapati Ananda. No, you have to believe the Guru, then we have to reach to that, then you yourself know it. That is why faith in the Vedanta Shastra. Clear? All of them in this topic have to be included for the clarity of understanding. So today, whole night, 108 बार, let all of us say to us, I the pure self, through the upadhi is suffering jiva. I the suffering jiva, freed from the upadhi is liberated atma. इतना ही. आत्मा उपाधि सहित is बद्ध जीवा. जीवा निरुपाधिका is mukta atma. No choice is yours. Continue with the upadhi as jiva and suffer. Welcome. No, 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 no. I want to be the self-liberated by getting detached from the upadhi. Welcome. जिंदगी अपनी है. देखो, देखो. And one or two thoughts are here what? Because of the conditioning of upadhi. Actually, even though there is no samsara, still that appears. This has another explanation, another track of explanation. What is that? As we touched it yesterday, day before, tomorrow also we'll touch it. In the ignorance of myself as self, some peculiar power which is called as Maya projects the upadhis even though they are not there. And in the upadhi, the self alone is reflecting. He is called as the reflected consciousness identified jiva. They're all technicalities. Technically, how I am becoming a conscious entity, not the conscious self. Conscious entity, identifying with the dehendriya mana and pranas, and identifying the world, doing this or that, getting sukha dukkha. But technically, ये है वो. And we have to break shackles even there. That's the deepest meditation and contemplation. There, finally, the aham vritti upadhi we have to dissolve by discovering the vritti rahita chaitanya aham. In meditation, what happens? Vritti rahita chaitanya aham is discovered. The moment that is discovered, vritti was never there, that is found. The final vritti which we have to dissolve to go into vritti raitaham is called akhanda brahma akara vritti. Technically, Vedanta. That all like a big subject. We will study Panchadashi and all that time we will see. That is what in our Telugu class, Savikalpa, Samadhi. Reach it either through Drushya or Shabda. Drushya or Shabda is your option. But where you reach is Savikalpa Samadhi. What is Savikalpa? Continuous thought maintenance that I am the Chaitanya Atma with the Drushya. And the other thing is I am Asanga with the Shabda. Shastra taught me through the Shabda, Asanga, that I am unattached to anything. So I am unattached to anything. I am unattached chit, like yesterday we saw. In our Adhyatma Ramayana also. And morning our people have seen in Telugu ki Akhandaikara Samvastu Sachidananda Lakshanam iti avichinna chinteyam samadhir madhyamo bhaveto. In the Savikalpa, continuously only one thought that I am Chaitanya Atma, I am Chaitanya Atma, I am Chaitanya. This is with regard to Drushya se detach karke. शब्द को यूज करके I am the Asanga, I am Asanga, not attached to anything. Both of them take to one thought of the self. Single, dissimilar thought, Rahita, same thought. Then that is maintained for a long time. The thoughtness goes away because the self about which you are thinking is you. लाइक द असंग असंग सत्य सत्य जो कह रहे हो अपने आप को, मैं सत्य हूँ, मैं सत्य हूँ, कहने की क्या जरूरत है, तुम सत्य हो, वो कहना निकल जाता है. देन यू बिकम सत्य, मीन्स यू रिकॉग्नाइज योर सेल्फ विद सत्य. हियर आल्सो आई एम चैतन्य आत्मा, आई एम नॉट एनीथिंग दैट व्हिच इज इल्यूमाइंड बाय दिस चैतन्य आत्मा. In this way, the Savikalpa maintained for a long time. Suddenly one day, just the vritti gets dropped. Then you recognize about that Chaitanya Atma, which I had vritti, I discover it is me. It just happens. It cannot be shown. And that revelation, that realization that I am the self-consciousness is liberation. But you have to work out for reaching that stage by detaching from the upadhi. What gives the strength to Upadhi Tadhyatma is our outer world, all relativity entanglements. इसलिए बाहर से थोड़ा छुटकारा पाओ, that is called as Dhamma, तभी अंदर भी छुटकारा, that is called as Shama. Then only we can do the ध्यान इत्यादि. No, शास्त्र में सब मिलकर साधना होता है. Like I told you, making a sabji is not you ordered and sabji came and you ate. There are 100 things involved which the cooking women knows. Right from that sabji should be available in that season of good quality with right cost. Then the peeling of it, then cutting it properly. When to add it in that तरी बनाए या ड्राई बनाए, क्या मसाले डाले, कितना क्वांटिटी में डाले, किसके लिए के बना रहे हैं, स्टव सिम में होना है, मैक्सिमम होना है, पानी कितना डालना, तेल कितना डालना, नमक मिर्च, all put together is this. Only she knows it. So too, when a maestri or contractor or engineer making a building or everything, it has 1,000 things in it, right? From the strength of the earth first measured, how many floors it can stand to. More than that, government will not allow. पहले गवर्नमेंट कहीं बड़ा बिल्डिंग चाहते हैं तो पूछ बेचती है उनको अपनी तरह से, वो लोग कहें सर 20 तक दे सकते हैं, नॉट मोर, अप्लाई 25, 20 अलाउड, नॉट 25. Because the earth can stand only to that. Beyond that, collapse. ये वहां से लेकर how many intricacies, inner things in that? Just like this, Twin Towers blasted. 2021, a year back, order was given. But that for firm to blast it without any side effect to the side buildings, the whole planning took 1 year. The 3,200 kg RDX, all that, how systematically they have put and connected all that to one remote. That in 9.5 seconds just collapsed. The unavoidable dust came and one compound wall got a crack. Other than that, everything was safe. Of course, the precautions of taking the people away. No? Itna no, फिर how many things involved in that? See, I was watching today that INS Vikrant. It is 235-meter ship it is. एक चौथा किलोमीटर बड़ा है वो. Runways are there on that. He says, Prime Minister, ये तो मिनी गांव है वो. It's everything in that. ये गांव है, तैरता हुआ गांव. And when was it started? 2009. 14 years it took for making. 2009 या 13 years, 14. इट नीड्स बाबा, जितना दिमाग लगाना है, मटेरियल लाना है, इसको जोड़ना है, हर एक चीज हर बार जांच परखना है. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज सो मेनी crores of rupees you spent it on that. It should be safe and secure. डूब भी नहीं जाना चाहिए, तूफान से टूट भी नहीं ना चाहिए, बारिश से भी होना चाहिए नहीं, अंदर कोई एक्सीडेंट नहीं होना है. स्टूपिड चाइना वगैरह शुड नॉट करे अटैक इट. How many securities are taken? Same way, what I am trying to say with all varied example is Adhyatma is inclusive of all put together. And why should we hesitate in doing? Why should we feel that we can't do? When somebody could do, we also can do. Instead of continuously staying like a Punjabi that I can't learn Sanskrit, I can't chant mantra, never trying. Is it not? Like in our South Indian also, I can't love selflessly, I can't be egoless like the North Indian. ये लोगों का इधर फंसे रहते हैं, वो लोग उधर. Why should we be like that? No, I can't do spirituality, ये नहीं हो सकता. देखो, सब कुछ हो सकता है, और ये प्यार से कहने वाली बात. और धमकी देकर कहने वाली बात क्या है? नहीं करो तो सड़े पड़े रहो like a जीवा, suffer, get lost. That's what a teacher tells the student, a parents tell the children. Guru tells disciple, बेटा मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ, सब कर सकते हो तुम. थैंक यू गुरु महाराज फॉर योर बीइंग विथ मी. मैं जरूर कोशिश करूंगा. और करते करते गए तो हो जाता है. If the disciple says, Guru Maharaj, I can't do how much ever help you do, then Guru says, you can't do, then you don't have a right to stay here. Go. Suffer your own samsara. See how we are by our own inner wrong thoughts, minds का भी. That is why मन ही सबसे बड़ा दहशत करने वाला टेररिस्ट है, नक्सलाइट है. वो हमको मुक्ति देने वाले गुरु को जाने ही नहीं देते, टिकने ही नहीं देते, साधना करने ही नहीं. Everything, I can't give up this food, I can't give up a morning sleep, I can't give up my cell phone TV, I can't give up all the indulgences, attachments. This one, then I can't sit for meditation, I can't chant the mantra, I can't do my homework, I can't do job my. अरे तू can't कहाँ से आया? That's why Gurudev's slogan is we can, we must. See that? If not, then we will only suffer. कितनी कमजोरी हमारे अंदर बाहर के लोग थोप रहे हैं अंदर से. और बाय मिस्टेक इफ यू स्टार्ट डूइंग समथिंग, द वर्ल्ड ऑफ कलयुग इज सो फनी, दे लाफ एट यू. गुप्ता जी क्या हो गया आपको, क्लासेस में जा रहे? आई नो द सीक्रेट ऑफ व्हाई यू डोंट टेल द पीपल दैट come to the class, because you feel ashamed in front of them to tell that you come to class because they laugh at you. क्या हो गया, आप इतने सत्संग में जा रहे हो, तभी सब दिमाग ठीक है ना? मतलब जिसका दिमाग ठीक है वो दारू पीकर घूमेगा, जिसका खराब है वही क्लास में. Either that is the reason, or you yourself have to go to enjoy the party with them. Therefore, you can't be beharupiya. It's for 1 rupee, let us accept. What is that, being worldly with them? Therefore, don't tell to them that there is satsang, you please come. To protect our own indulgence, also we don't do prachar. Very subtle it is. सब जानते हैं हम, इसलिए छोड़ देते हैं. चलो, everybody it is each. Therefore, luckily, because of all your cooperation, we come to a conclusion that it is God only who can do. Don't ask anyone. Don't depend on anyone. It's all your cooperation. By disappointing so much, you make us all the great devotees of God. And it is बाकी वही है ना, भगवान की कृपा के बिना आप भी क्या कर सकते हैं, हम क्या कर सकते. Is it not? It's the ultimate high. But at the same time, his krupa is by inspiring us to do. He will not come and do everything. He's not a donkey or buffalo. Only at the avatar kala he comes. Other time he tells us to do. That is why he comes and does and gives the knowledge and goes. So when he comes and does, be cooperative to him. He goes away, listen what is said in Shastra and do that. Get your liberation. So, by the way, all put together is Adhyatmic sadhana. But the crux is, मैं आत्मा उपाधि के द्वारा सफरिंग जीव संसारी, मैं जीव संसारी सफरिंग, when I drop the उपाधि I am मुक्त आत्मा. ये चॉइस मेरे है, मेरा है. उसके कुछ टाइम लगता है करने में, नो डाउट, मेहनत लगता है, सम सैक्रिफाइसेस यू हैव टू डू, नो डाउट. बट आर यू वांटिंग इट, आर यू स्टार्टिंग इट, आर यू कंटिन्यूइंग इट? दीज आर द मेन क्वेश्चंस. I want mukti. Are you starting mukti sadhana? Will you continue? Assure these three. Then you are. If not today, after 10 years, after 10 lives. अब आज के दिन इसी क्षण का एक ही क्वेश्चन है, चाहे 10 जन्म लगे या 1000 जन्म लगे, इस जन्म मुक्ति चाहिए कि नहीं, क्वेश्चन पूछो. And mukti is only through Atmajnana. Atmajnana only by giving up Jiva Bhava. Jiva Bhava given up by only giving up Upadhi. With the clarity of knowledge. Like any commodity you go to buy, you don't just see the price and पैसे निकाल के थोड़ी खरीदते हो. चीज़ है क्या पहले, उसके यूटिलिटी क्या है, उसमें फ़ायदा क्या है, मेरे लिए ज़रूरत है कि नहीं. आफ्टर ऑल जांच पड़ताल ओनली यू पे मनी एंड बाई ना. नहीं, मैं जाता हूँ दुकान में, मेरे कोई देखता ही नहीं. मैं आई हैव माई लिस्ट, ओनली दोज 2-3 थिंग्स आई टेक एंड रन फ्रॉम देयर. 2 मिनट रुका तो इतना टेम्पटेशन होता है वहाँ. In the same way, we are not asking you, we are not converting you to be spiritual. We are not compelling you. We are not even tempting you. We are only telling this is what the Atma Anubhuta Mukti, further this is sadhana. पहले पूरा स्टडी करो, देन देखो चाहिए तो नहीं. देखो, अच्छे सोने को भी जांचना पड़ता है, वो मिलावट सोने को जांचना पड़ता है, तभी ये अच्छा अच्छा मिलावट मिलावट पता चलता है. If you जांचोगे नहीं तो you may miss the original gold also, or you may end up in buying the wrong gold. In the same way, we are not doing viveka, therefore we are lost in samsara, taking that as the sukha giving thing. We are not doing viveka, therefore we are not understanding the glory of spiritual life. That is why read the life stories of all the Mahatma saints, read their literature, contemplate on that, then slowly the विवेक उत्पन्न होता है. वही विवेक संसार से वैराग्य दिलाएगा, परमात्मा के प्रति श्रद्धा या जिज्ञासा दिलाएगा. Such person is sadhaka. That is why, Guru goes on in every life, chasing the disciple, goes on giving me the data, and waits for the vivek of this child or this disciple to be born and grow, and use that viveka to see what is required in life. Guru is always, Guru means Paramatma only, Guru Tattva. कोई दूर से देखते हैं, पास में होते हैं, कुछ सुखाते हैं. एक एक जन्म में थोड़ा थोड़ा असर होता रहता है. In 1000 janama, slowly the viveka is born. Then we say, I don't want samsara, I want Paramatma. अभी भी हमको नहीं हुआ, हम क्लास में आ रहे हैं, क्यों आ रहे हैं वही पता ही नहीं. किसी कीमत पर परमात्मा चाहिए, ऐसे भाव से थोड़ी आ रहे. देखो, दिस अ पीरियड ऑफ ट्रांजिशन. वी आर इन वेगनेस कि ये चाहिए कि वो चाहिए, इसलिए ये मिलता है तो ये भी लेते हैं, वो मिलता है तो वो भी लेते हैं. To this, when you add some bhakti jnana, bhakti to Guru, then Guru will pull us towards that with his some tapashakti. That surrender to the Guru if you have. ये सब इंटरनल युद्ध जो हम सबको पता नहीं होता रहता है निरंतर. सो द मेन थॉट इज टोल्ड, यावत देहेन्द्रिय प्राणैः आत्मनः सन्निकर्षणम संसार फलवान तावत अपार्थः. And whom? Only to aviveki. Aviveki is living at the level of senses, body, mind, not at the level of intellect. Vivek is living at the level of intellect, and he using that ability of intellect to do Viveka with the help of the Shastra Jnana, whose only purpose is to give us Mukti. I liked this portion so much. I want to thoroughly ponder over that to get maximum rasa and sara from it. हो गया. Now we take the next shloka. अर्थे हि अविद्यमानेऽपि संश्रुतिर्न निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयान् अस्य स्वप्नेनार्थागमो यथा. So this is where we stop to take off from tomorrow. See, even though neither objects are there, nor the identity with the objects is possible or required through aham mama mahyam, nor the samsara is there. Yet, in the mana, when you do the dhyana of the Vishaya, Paramatma only is appearing as the Vishaya. Arthe hi avidyamane api, though in reality it is not there. Dhyayatah Vishayan asya. Just because of the thinking of the Vishayas in the mind, Swapne, samsruti nanivartate, the samsara is coming and never going away. Like today, this sloka 12 we analyzed in so many detail. The 13th, 14th, every sloka is that way a content of 30-40 minutes contemplation to get a clear understanding of what Bhagavan is telling, which is the jnana for mukti. Are we ready to receive it? Then listen this talk also at least once more, at least once. चार बार सुनोगे तो yourself become a प्रवचन करता. That clarity भगवान will give. But भगवान ये भी माया फेरते हैं कि अब सब स्पीकर बन जाओ तो मेरा क्या हो जाएगा, इसलिए भगवान आपको जाने ही नहीं देते दोबारा. I know in the 2,900 talks they are uploaded. All you regular people not even have heard 5 talks even second time. ये मुझे पक्का पता है. चैलेंज करके बोल रहा हूँ. मैसेज कर्म और कहे तो, बट सुनो तो अच्छी बात है. सम क्रूशियल टॉपिक्स, सम नाइस स्तोत्रास, सम वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्कशंस कैन बी ट्वाइस थ्राइस हर्ड दो बिकम familiar. Do that same way the next 3-4 days classes, these slokas for my satisfaction I'll study thoroughly, loudly I do the thinking. When you also join, I'm sure it will help both of us. Okay, we'll conclude now just to take up the same topic, but the text is different. Adhyatma Ramayana. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai.